Hi guys, it's Granny Tana speaking. Welcome to this FS25 trailer review video. We got a new trailer for Gamescom about the Highlands Fishing Pack. So let's have a look at this trailer. Yeah, and I removed the sound as always due to copyright problems. And yeah, therefore I can talk with you while the trailer is running. And we see some machinery. Some of them we could already see at FarmCon. Others are new. And yeah, we see some new features, but most of the stuff is already well known to us from FarmCon. And I hope we will get further information during FarmCon. This would be normal, because at FarmCon we always get deeper informations about the big expansion pack that comes out in late autumn. And therefore I'm hopeful for new information during this week. And yeah, and I can hardly wait for this pack to be released. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, here you can see all the fishes. I made screenshots about it as usually, and then we can talk about the different aspects of this trailer in calm surroundings. Yeah, here you can see it's available at November 4th. And yeah, you can order it right now already, at least for PC, and it's part of the season pass. If you own the season pass, then you have bought it already. You will get it as soon as it releases. And if you don't have a season pass yet and want to buy one, or want to buy this pack as a separate pack, and you play on PC, you could order it through my partner link, which I provide in the description below, and that would make me very, very happy. And on console, you can order it in your console surroundings where you order your games. And I think the season pass is already ready to order, and the pack itself can't be pre-ordered as far as I know. So then if you only want to have the pack, you have to wait until the 4th of November. But I only heard about this because I don't have a console, and some people said it is like that on consoles. Okay, now let's have a look what we have here. This is in the beginning of this trailer video. In the trailer videos, they always have the beginning with some highlights, and then we go deeper into the topics. And this is one of the highlights. On the boat, we have a crane, a special crane, to get the pellets with food and young fishes. And it has a rather easy mechanism to grab those pellets, and then you can put them onto the boat. And when you are at the fishing area or the fish growing area, you can put them with this crane from the boat to the fish growing area. And I think this is a useful tool, this special dedicated crane. We will see whether it's easy to use. Okay, and here we see Another interesting feature of this pack, the onion growing, and this is the onion harvest. And we have this wonderful old train, and yeah, we did some research and found out this is an imaginary model that is rather closely related to a real old English train. So it's not a real life model, but it's rather similar. And here we are inside the train and can use all those round switches thingies. Yeah, might be interesting what we can do here. And here we have one of the new machines. Monosem is a new brand. It's a French brand, and they specialize on planters and other similar things, but mostly on planters. And this here looks like more or less normal planter, where you can plant like corn or sunflowers and such. And yeah, this is a different view of this. And now we switch to a different machine. It's still Monosem, and this is for vegetables, and I guess especially for the onions. And we have a new system here, and that is completely new to Farming Simulator. And I think, as far as I heard at FarmCon, this system is also included in the base game, but not usually used. And you have like garden beds. You can see we have 3 sections and wheels in between, and it is growing like that later. So always 5 rows close together, then a gap, and 5 rows close together, and so on and so forth. And when you are later working on this field, you put special wheels on your tractor that have exactly the same distance than those gaps, and then you don't destroy your onions or maybe carrots and parsnips and so. But they didn't say at FarmCon that this system also works for carrots and such, but I think it should. Yeah, and it's quite interesting, and it's used in reality like that also. And here we have a closer look at this special machine, and they have very tiny boxes for the seeds, because the vegetable seeds are rather tiny usually, and you don't need a lot of them. And this has a special electronic feature, and so it's not just a planter, it's a very, very modern high-tech planter. And here we see something very interesting. It is fishing with a rod. And it's just a very short impression. And you could just think, okay, that's just decorative. But they already told us in the blog post, before FarmCon, when they first announced Highlands Fishing, that we will be able to do fish cultivation and also fishing with a rod. And therefore, I think this is another sign that this will be possible. And I hope that we get more information about this at Gamescom, because when they bring such a thing in a trailer, rather often this is a hint that we will get more information about this rather soon. And rather soon would be the Gamescom. Yeah, and so I'm looking forward to it. And I really wonder how it is working. This rod will be pretty straightforward, I guess, like the chainsaw. But then how to get the fishes? Because you won't just sit there and then get a whole pellet with fishes. So that will be very interesting. And here we see a bus and the village and the river, and I really like how it looks. And an old ship, I think that is just decorative. That would be awesome to be able to buy this and repair this and drive around with it, but I don't even hope on this because, yeah, there are always some things that are just decorative. And in the background we see a tractor that is harvesting onions. And now we come closer and we see the harvest ready onions at the left side and the front machine of Holaras. This is the brand. It cuts the long green of the onions and then it takes the onions out of the ground and just throws it in the middle, in between the wheels of the tractor and to the ground. And then the machine behind is picking up those onions and shaking them around to clean them and throwing them back to the ground into a swath. And yeah, we might wonder, why is it throwing it back to the ground? And it is done like that in reality. We, in our area, some farmers grow onions. And then when it's harvest time, after the harvest, there are onion swaths laying around. And they are laying there for several days. And I really hope for those farmers that not so many of those onions are being stolen. And maybe they have some guards sitting there behind the bushes, and when someone comes to steal them, they jump up and scream very loud. Oh, I don't know. But I have seen those swaths, and after a while, they are gone. The swath, I mean. And I guess they do this for drying. And I think I should find out before we get the pack that I know this definitely, why they are doing it like that. So after the harvest, you don't have onions. They are just laying on the field in swath. Here we see this Holaras machinery a little bit bigger, and I guess that is the back machine, but I'm not completely sure because here we get the Grimme machine, and we haven't seen the Grimme machine at FarmCon, so this is new. And in the background, we see those greenhouse-like buildings where we grow the young fishes. But this is about the Grimme machine here. And maybe you know Grimme from potato harvest and sugar beet harvest. And as far as I know, this self-propelled machine is usually a potato harvester, but you can configure it, even in reality, that it picks up the onions from the ground. And that is what is happening here. Now the onions are more dry, hopefully, and then they are collected with this very huge and expensive machine. Yeah. And maybe you remember the potato pack, the Grimme potato pack, from FS19. It was in the end of FS19, and it was a third-party DLC with a bunch of Grimme machines and this special technology where they harvest the potatoes like the onions are harvested here in this pack. So they are digged out of the ground and then thrown back into a swath on the field. And there we also had a special potato harvester dedicated for collecting the potato swath from the ground. Yeah, and I forgot the name of this self-propelled machine, but I have seen it on the Grimme website and they are very proud on it. So it must be a very special new machine and it looks fancy. And this also looks very, very fancy, but in a different way. And here we have a manure spreader from the brand Bunning. And Bunning is a new brand in Farming Simulator, and it's an English brand. And therefore it fits very well to this pack. And we have a JCB tractor. We get quite a bunch of JCB tractors, as far as I know. So not only one, but a whole variety and different ones, smaller and bigger and modern and less modern, and we will see what we will get. But you could say JCB will be the main brand of this pack, I guess. Here from above, and here the backside. Now it's not working, it's really, really clean. And this here is very good because this is a lime spreader. It's also a fertilizer spreader. But as we already have a whole bunch of fertilizer spreaders, that it's not so exciting. What is really exciting is that we got a new lime spreader. Because in the base game we only have one lime spreader, which is not enough. Yeah, and this is a welcome addition. Here it has this special wall. I think that is helping against making the whole machinery white or so, maybe. And here we sit in the cabin of the boat. And at the right side we can see this crane which is folded. And we are just going to the landing stage. Here we see it from outside. And there is the food for the fishes. And I asked Benny whether we will be able to produce the fish food by ourselves or whether it's needed that we buy it. And he said, you can do as you wish, something like that. So as I understood this, we will be able to produce fish food ourselves. But I think we will need a production factory and maybe that's expensive. And until we are able to do so, we might need to buy it. That's my assumption about this. But I really like the option that we will be able to produce it ourselves. And here we already saw this image of this special crane. Yeah, and with the food and the boat. And here the boat went to the production site where the bigger fish are growing. And here we can see it closer. And I'm really looking forward to it. And I know some people say, oh, this is not farming. But in my opinion, it is farming. So, okay, when you see farming only as growing grain on a field, then okay, then you have a narrow side of farming, and then this might not be farming. But farming is usually seen in a wider range, and you have the cows and pigs and sheep and fishes also. This is part of farming worldwide, and there are still a lot of other ways to farm. Some people, they farm oysters and things like that. And I really like this expansion, so to make the farming wider with things like that. And I'm really looking forward to it. But I can understand if you say, no, I just want to sit in my tractor and drive back and forth on the field. Yeah, then this is okay. And then this fish growing cultivation is maybe not for you. But people like me are very happy about this, and I'm really looking forward to it. Here we see the little fish. They should grow, but I think it will just be a production. So this is just an animation, and the fishes will spawn in boxes, and so we won't see them growing, I guess. But we will see. Maybe I'm not right with this. And here we see a flock of seagulls, and this is a new feature, but it's just a decorative feature. And until now we had crows and storks, but they were in small groups or even single animals. And here we get a whole flock, a lot of them, and they will always appear when something with the fishes are happening. Yeah, and here we have a quad, and this is a new addition to the game, so we didn't have one in the base game up to now. And this looks like a ruin, and I guess this is a ruin that we can build. So there is a castle at the port that is nice, already renovated, and this is something that we need to renovate ourselves if we so wish. And I think there is a lot of possibilities with getting stones and producing square stones out of this, and so quite a lot of non-farming gameplay added to this pack. And here we get a wonderful overview with this nice old train, and we see the landscape. Yeah, that's the end of this trailer review. And like always, I talk a lot about a very short trailer. As soon as we get new information and new videos and images, I will make more videos about this. And I'm really, really eager and hyped for this pack. And yeah, tell me, what do you think about this pack? Are you also hyped about this pack coming to us? And yeah, I think that's it for this video. And I hope during Gamescom we get more videos and informations that I can make more videos for you. Thank you for your support as a Ruby channel member. If you want to buy FS25 or a DLC, feel free to use my code OMATANA. You'll find the link for the PC version in the video description. It doesn't cost you anything extra and supports me a lot. Now I wish you a wonderful day, thank you for watching and all the best till next time. Tschüss!